Hi all, my name is Tyler. I am a member of the Portland Psychedelic Society. Um, Other roles I have played is that I am a veteran. I have worked as a wildland firefighter here in Oregon, and currently I am in a community mental health setting working as a therapist. I'm making this video in the hopes that I might be able to reach out to some veterans or anyone that's really trapped in a role, particularly a role, as Ram Dass says, with a lot of symbolic power. Because what happens there is it creates a very strong attachment to those roles that have a lot of symbolic power. For instance, a service member, right? A lot of symbolic power there. The warrior archetype can create a lot of attachment. And what I have seen in my experience is a lot of service members can really strongly identify with their role as a Marine, a sailor, an airman, a soldier, and then later on as a veteran when they are out of service, and might subsequently go join veteran specific groups, which can be very helpful for a while. However, after some time, I have found that it could perpetuate this mindset of feeling other than, somehow that we are different than our environment, than our fellow humans. And where that can be distressing is that it creates a lot of difficulty in trying to navigate relationships with our fellow humans. And if we feel alienated from our environment, this can really cause a lot of issues because we are now solely identified with a role, and also wrestling with a lot of difficult experiences, right? And it can be very difficult to make sense of those experiences when, particularly when they go against maybe some value that you have. And when our values and behaviors don't line up, this opens the door for a lot of distress. And in the service, you can see this come through, sometimes referred to as a moral injury, something that you may have witnessed or had to partake in that went against some moral compass that you have. And how do we reconcile these experiences in a world that can seem so indifferent? So there is an opportunity there for us to use our unique set of experiences not as something that differentiates us from others, from our environment, but in fact can be used as a vehicle for our own liberation, where we get to use our unique set of experiences in a way that serves us and serves our environment rather than something that is going to be stifling and limiting our access to life. And I know I have, and I'm sure other veterans, if you're listening to this too, have known others that have taken their own life. And it's a belief that I have that if instead of wanting to end their life, they wanted to come to life and just didn't know how. So how do we come to life in a world that seems to not make much sense, or where the events, we feel that they don't have any meaning? It's a really hard way to live. And so what's offered through this community and through these concepts is a new perspective that allows us to come to life, to see that we are intimately connected with everything around us, and that we actually have an important role to play. And it's not necessarily identifying with some organization or our set of experiences, but our role in life. And how are we going to use our life in a way that is serving ourselves, that honors our experiences and serves our community and our environment. And so through the concepts that this group puts out, we're able to really disengage from our control tower of our mind and see that there is liberation that happens there when you are no longer identified with your mind or your experiences. You get to tune into something that sets you free, which is this present moment, awareness, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. And the feeling of it is that it's generally very compassionate and loving and playful, And once you open this door of awareness, you recognize this is always available to you, and it's something you could always tune into. And that can really create a lot of sense of safety and harmony in our life when it can feel really distressing at times. And if any of these things sound familiar or interesting to you, I'd encourage you to reach out to the community here. Send an email. You could reply right on this video, and someone will be in touch with you to help point you in the right direction of how to get started. Or if you just want to drop into one of the groups, the Zoom meetings that are happening, just see what folks are talking about here. So thank you for listening. I'm happy to be sharing this all with you, and I hope to see or hear from you.